dear subscribers, and especially the students of classical BA or student of ADA. Today, I'm going to give another sequence of the question that is particularly that's a very important question, and that's must be uh, available, and that would be an exam, and that's a particular question, and we can also say it in a particular terminology that is a particular theme of the novel. So we are going to discuss that what is the background of the novel. Let me make it clear for all of you that the background of the novel is the important keynote thing which is related to the places, particularly related to the characters, particularly related to the very emphasizing and very very enthusiastic background of its, and we are gonna discuss it in a particular manner and in a particular sequence. So that is the background, and let me give you a brief description and a brief question regarding your uh, regarding your answer. My dear students, ADS or ADA, that's a particular degree for the graduation or the level of graduates, and we have to justify all this in a particular manner, and we have to signify all this in a very uh, emphasizing and in a very uh, technical way to understand that what is the particular answer of the question, what is the background of the novel, what is the background of the novel. For years, Ernest Hemingway, we are talking about Ernest Hemingway. For years, this is the starting of your particular question. For years, Hemingway had known the story of the heroic old fisherman. For years, Hemingway had known the story of the heroic old fisherman who conquered a huge marlin only to see it destroyed by sharks in 1936. He wrote a 200-word summary in 1939. In 1939, he mentioned it to his editor as a future writing subject. That's the main base. I want to conclude it right now again. Dear students, be careful and think about it. And for years, Hemingway had known the story of the heroic old fisherman who conquered a huge marlin only to see it destroyed by sharks in 1936. He wrote a 200-word summary in 1939. He mentioned it to his editor as a future writing subject. As the story matured in his brain, it began to take on the dimensions of a parable. Underline these things or reconsider the line that in 1939 he mentioned it to his editor as a future writing subject. As the story matured in his brain, it began to take on the dimensions of a parable. The fisherman became for the fisherman became for him the symbol of the stoic fighter. The hero deliberately pits his powers against overwhelming odds. He tries to win once more something of what he has won and lost so many times before. When at last Ernest Hemingway began writing the story, it had gone far beyond the fishing anecdote. of 1936. In the period between January 12 and yesterday from Cuba on February 17, 1951, I walked every day but two and completed 25,000 and upward of as good pure right. In the process he made use of something more than 20 years experience on the sea. I knew, he said about a man in the situation with a fish. I knew what happened in a boat in a sea, fishing as fighting a fish. So I took a man I knew for 20 years and imagined him under those circumstances. Let me uh, let me redo for you. I'm gonna speak it. I'm gonna read it again for you, and I'm gonna let me just replace the slide again. Yeah. Good purpose, a good pure prose as I can write. In the process, he made use of something more than 20 years experience on on the sea. On the sea, that's a composing mistake. I knew, he said about a man in the situation with a fish. I knew what happened in a boat in a sea fighting a fish. So I took a man I knew for 20 years and imagined him under those circumstances. What Hemingway imagination led him to was a fable of a struggle, victory and loss, in which memory played a remarkable part. It was memory that sustained the old fisherman in his epic fight. In his epic fight. In his epic fight. He sustained he sustained the old fisherman he sustained the old fisherman in his epic fight. He remembers his own former youth and strength. He remembers the baseball campaign of defying the handicap of Bonspur in the hill. Handicap of Bonspur Bonspur in the hill. He remembers the young lions play. He remembers the young lions. He remembers the young lions at play on the white African beach, and he think of the boy Manolin in whom he sees a younger image of himself. It is indeed an empowering memory which enables the old man to emulate and even surpass his earlier achievements under far more trying conditions. Let me redo again. He remembers the young lions at play on the white African beach, and he thinks of the boy Manolin in whom he sees a younger image of himself. It is indeed an empowering memory which enables the old man to emulate and even surpass his earlier achievements under far more trying conditions. So, my dear students, that was the answer of your question, what is the background of the novel. And if you are searching for the Urdu story of the novel, that what is the Urdu story of the novel The Old Man Sea by Ernest Hemingway, then you have to move to my channel Murshid Urdu Professor MA Raza, and I am gonna teach there that what is the Urdu sequence, or what is the Urdu translation of the novel The Old Man and the Sea according to the sequence. And I'll be right back with you through Murshid Urdu, Mentor Urdu, Professor MA Raza. So let me go now. Before going, I would like to request to you that must subscribe and hit the bell icon. And also I request to you that must subscribe Murshid Urdu, Professor MA Raza, and must subscribe the Classical Islamic Sciences channel, Classical Islamic Sciences channel, Jame Darulum, Sheikhul Islam. And let me go now and say with me, do something more for humanity, do something more for knowledge and practices. Have a good day.